Look, let's be straight here. Dubois always had ability. He was strong. He knew how to fight. He had good people around him. When he came up short in 2 fights against Joyce and then against Usyk was a little controversy. But at the end of the day, he came up short because he, from the mental side of it, wasn't able to get over the hump. It wasn't physical. It was just that mentally he hadn't found himself yet. He hadn't put together the whole package. I said it before the fight. He reminds me in the best way of a Buster Douglas, who I have nothing but admiration for. Buster Douglas was always a good heavyweight. Oh my goodness, he was big, he was strong, he could fight inside, he could fight outside, he could counterpunch. He had everything, but he didn't always have the mental side, the belief in himself, the resolve. And against Tony Tucko, different guy, he would come up short, not because of talent. And then one night against some guy named Mike Tyson.
Oh, Mike Tyson.
Yeah. It all came together. He said, damn it, tonight I am not going to beat myself. Damn it, tonight I'm going to be what everyone thought Buster Douglas should be. Damn it, tonight Dubois said, I'm going to be everything that I always was supposed to be. And that people around me always said I should be. And he was. And I have nothing but admiration for him and his people around him, that they helped get him to that. And that's really what the difference in Dubois is now and in those 2 losses. That he's the full package now, that he's found himself. That Miller fight was a fight. That Miller fight wasn't a fight to get on his record. I know it went on his record. That Miller fight wasn't a fight for a purse. I know he got paid. Nobody's doing it for free. But it wasn't about any of those things. That Miller fight was about himself. It was about finding himself. It was about something called redemption. That's what, and redemption is one of the most powerful things in this world. And he got redemption. He found himself. And he went and he showed it.
Being an iconic trainer yourself, this is a 3-fight arc with Don Charles, which is Dubois' trainer. It started with the Usyk fight, and now the last 2 fights, what you just described so aptly. How much is it a part of the package to find the trainer who can help you find yourself, who can take you in the corner when it's getting hot and heated and make you a fireman?
It's important. I mean, the fighter has to have the ability, but somebody has to help bring it out. Look, I'll go into a different sport, and without going crazy about it, but, Michael Jordan, to me, the greatest basketball player of all time. Everyone has their favorites. LeBron James is the more recent guy, and there's so many great players. But for me, it's Michael Jordan. Because, man, he was like a Sugar Ray Leonard. Because he was not only talented, but he was a pit bull dog, and he'd bite your head off, when he had to. Within competition, of course, not outside. He conducted himself right outside at the same time. But as great as he was, until Phil Jackson came along and with that team and they didn't get over the hump. They needed somebody to help them take that talent and get to where they wanted to go. And coaches are important, and I'm saying in a controlled way, in almost a meek way, because I don't want it to look like I'm trying to shine light, because that happens to be what I've done in the last 50 years of my life, or somewhere else about. But it is the most important thing is the fighter, obviously, most important thing. But a coach, a proper trainer who can bring the best out in you when it hasn't been brought out yet, that can, your talents with hard work and a good work ethic, and they are what your parents, the genetics were, that is already preordained. Whatever your genetics were, you were blessed enough, what God blessed you with, those are your talents, and then your work ethic to develop those talents. But then to learn the technique, how to use those talents properly. You can have a Ferrari car, but you got to have a good driver. Otherwise, you're going to crash into walls, So you got to have somebody who shows you how to take that horsepower and drive it the right way. Take those talents that you were given and be able to use them in a proper way that will give you the best chance to succeed. to be successful. And then, of course, the final part. You need a head doctor. Good coaches, and that's part of what Dubois had. He's got good people around him. Good coaches, trainers, are head doctors, psychiatrists, if you will, without the certificate, without the diploma. But they have to know how to get in here, because without this, you're done. 75% of it's done, is this. So without that, it don't matter. You could be Hercules. It ain't going to matter. You have to be right here.
With Don Charles having accomplished exactly what you described, Anthony Joshua, for his sake, seems to have found his man in Ben Davidson.
Ben's done a great job.
And look at the comeback from Joshua, the confidence that's back with Joshua. And these two giant heavyweights, both British, both have something to prove, both kind of in the same cusp, finding their trainer, finding themselves, are on a collision course very, very soon. How do you see that fight unfolding between the two men?
You have to give the edge right now to Joshua. Joshua, I think, has found himself a few fights ago. I think he got to a place where, he's made so much money, he's had so much fame, he's had so much accomplishments with the Olympics, with the world title, and being in England where the fans are enormous. The fans are just unbelievable. I always joke, I say, when I come back in another lifetime, if I do, I want to come back as an English promoter. because I'm going to be very rich because of you, because of the fans, because you guys are the best. You come out for your fighters.
I'm going to come back as your star fighter. We're going to make it kill.
And so it's just Joshua. I think a few fights ago, he found himself in a way where, with everything that he had done, where it suddenly, it wasn't fun for him anymore. It was, I think he was under certain pressures, personal pressures, and feeling that he had lost to Usyk twice, and finally I think it got to where he said, you know what, I'm going to do this for me now, and not for the masses of people that obviously adore him and give him adulation in England. And with that comes pressure and expectation of different things. I think that he really did. He got to a place where he said, the only expectation I'm going to live up to is mine, for me and the people around me. And he became happier. He became more content. He became better. And you saw it. You saw it in his performance. And then Ben Davidson was part of that, too. Helping him find that, helping him find himself in those kind of ways. And he is, he's at a real good place right now. So you'd have to favor him. You'd have to, at least from where I'm coming from the lens I look at, you'd have to favor him going into this fight. And there's one thing that Dubois will have to get better at continually: defense. He will, his resolve, his heart, his mentality, his perseverance, his endurance, his conditioning, all of it got him through those first 3-4 rounds, with Herkovich. But he got hit a lot of clean right hands. You're not going to want to get hit with those against Joshua.